Hello everyone, I'm Laurel and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing something different. We're going to be stamping on resin holiday ornaments. So let's get started. The supplies you're going to need are UV resin. You'll need some mica powders, colors of your choice. This black actually comes out like a silvery gray, so I'm going to use that. You'll need some stamps, just a variety of different stamps, and the stamper. A round mold. Now this mold is for sprockets for your phone, your cell phone. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to make Christmas ornaments out of these because it's a bigger circle. And just a variety of, little bits and bobs, that you can place in there. Different glitters, some foils. And you also need a drill so you can drill your hole, but we won't need that till later, so. All right, so to begin, we'll just set some of this stuff aside because we're not going to need it all at once. And we'll do one first, and then we'll do a couple more after. So I'm just going to get some tape and make sure there's nothing stuck in there. You don't want anything that should not be in there. I mean, it does happen, but that is fine. All right, so now, all right, I'm going to use this. Oh, and one more thing, you're going to need a brush. This is just a makeup brush. And it's got some hairs sticking out, so I'm just going to clip them. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to start with the green. Or maybe I'll do the gold. I'll do gold first. All right, so with the gold, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get some of that off, just around the edges, and some into like around, to give it like a little glazed effect around it, or like, I don't know what it would be, a snowy effect around it. Oh, a white one would be good. We should try a white one. Okay, and then just tap it out, make sure it's all out. And if you want to go back in and fix it a little, because this one kind of, it's okay, just do that, but keep it clear in the center. And then close this up. Oh no, got a white one, I got some on there. All right, so if you get a little on there and you want it off, just get a little piece of your tape and you can get it off, or you could use a baby wipe. And just wipe that little section out. There we go. And, or if you want, you can wipe some of the section out that you don't want. That's okay too. And then you can go back in and fix any areas that you might have messed up a little bit. After it dries, getting a paper towel. I'm just gonna dab it. All right, and then I'm gonna set these aside. And I took away right here a little bit, so I just wanna kind of fix it a little. Okay, in there. Okay, there we go. And then I'll take, yeah, so now I got this all over the place. Ugh. And underneath it, which means it's going to, and inside it, which means it's just gonna spread around. So, just, if you have to clean the bottom off or your area before you go on further. All right, so this will be the front. So what you need to do is pour a thin layer over that. because we're going to stamp on the front. But what we want to do first is do a thin layer to protect all that we just did. And I need my lighter, and then we'll just get rid of all the bubbles. Just leave that there. And then we're going to cure this for 60 seconds, and then when it's done, I'll be right back. Okay, now that that's done, I also pulled out the white, and I got some of these cotton swabs. They're very weirdly shaped. I use them in art for blending, pencil, colored pencil, you know, charcoal. I'm gonna try this on the inside of the next one. So, all right. I want some sparkle and shine. I'm just going to take some pieces. Oops. Well, before I do that, it would be nice if I put another layer of UV resin in there. So you just put some of these pieces around, just some prettiness. And this just adds to the background of your ornament. You don't have to do it like this. It could be, this is just like too perfect, you know, across from each other and spaced, and you don't have to do that. And then I want some stars in here, so we'll just place some random stars around. And you can go over the gold areas too, because I mean, sometimes your ornaments turn around, and yeah, so you just want to make sure. I think I'm going to put some more of the gold foil in. Put some over here. Yeah, just put pieces here and there. That's perfectly fine. Any way you want. And I'm just tapping them down because everything seems like it wants to float today. So just tap them down. Get your pieces where you want them, because you might move them around a little bit too. You don't have to keep them, you know, all in one place. So like if I want to move this one over, I'll move that over, put a speck of the, you know, gold foil there, maybe smush this one up, or take a piece and put a piece of gold foil there. So you don't really have to plan it out in any way, just do it randomly. And then just drop stars in, or have them stick to you. Use whatever you have. You don't have to use the stars. You could use glitter. Let me see if I got some. I do believe I have gold glitter. So let's put some of that in. Just a couple little sprinkles. And I'm just going to pour it in my hand just a little bit, because I don't want to use a lot. I'm just gonna just sprinkle it around. Probably use a little bit more. And then just sprinkle it around like that. And then the rest just pour back in. And if you get it all over the place, just wipe it up with a baby wipe. I got it all over my hands now. And anything that's over here, just clean up. I'm always like this. I always have to have it like really clean. It's better to clean as you go rather than just waiting until afterwards, because if you're working on something and it's not clean, you might get, you know, whatever that's on here into your project and you might not want it there. So it's better just to clean as you go. And then we're going to cure this for 90 seconds and I'll be right back. All right, now that that's cured, I'm just going to add one final layer of clear resin on top. Make sure it goes right to the edges. Now you may need some kind of tool to make sure that it does. Right to the edges. Okay. Just wiping that off. And then, let's see, do my lighter. Make sure there's no bubbles. And something was a little sticky there. Thought I cleaned everything. So we're going to do this for 180 seconds and then turn it over and do it for 180 seconds just to ensure that all the resin is cured all the way through. Okay, so now we'll take it out of the mold. Look how pretty it looks. So on both sides you'll have something to look at. I'll set the mold aside. Now you'll need a stamp block, and I'm going to choose Holly Jolly. And you just peel it off of here and then put it on your stamp blocks, or block. And then just stamp it and then place it. Make sure that you got a good amount on there, and then place it in the center and then stamp down. So that turned out really pretty, as you can see. All right, so I cleaned this all up. And next we're going to work with the white, and I'm going to use these cotton swabs. They're weirdly shaped, but I'm just gonna use them and see how they work and see if they, oh, they work really nice. I was worried that it wouldn't get it like in the creases, but it seems like it is. And it's also getting it along the sides, which I want. And this one, I believe I'm going to use the little one that says peace. And so I'm just going to make that little kind of window-ish. You can very lightly glide over to make other little marks, so it kind of gives it like that snowy effect. And then we're going to put a thin layer on the bottom. And then make sure that it goes to the edges. You can just lift it slightly, or you can use your tool like this with a point and then make sure that you get it around the edges. The only thing is you might move or scratch the mica powder, and you really don't want to do that. So okay, so now we're going to cure this for let's see, for 90 seconds. All right, now that it's done curing, and I brought this little mat out because you saw that I had poured the gold stars on here, and it was very difficult to clean up. So I pulled this little tiny mat out, and these actually come with the mixing bowls and mixing utensils. So I'll put a link to that in the description box. I always list all the supplies I use. But if there's something that you see me use and I don't list it, please let me know. Just ask in the comments. All right, so I'm gonna use these, and these are just some kind of sequins. They are pretty, they're really pretty. So I'm just going to put another layer on top. Now, when you cure it and like I just looked at this and I noticed there was a spot on the underneath part that might not have cured. What you can do is just cure it extra if you see something like that. But it's going to be going under the curing lamp again, the LED light, so it's fine. But I mean, I'm just saying you might want to do it again. And then we're gonna, at the end, we're gonna cure the bottom anyways, as we did with the other one. So I'm just gonna take these. I'm trying to be careful because I don't want to get any resin, you know, in the mix of these. So I'm just taking them and dropping them, pulling them out. I'm just using certain ones. This is just like a mix of sequins. There's some clear ones in there. There's gold, there's silver. Okay, and then once you have what you want in there, you can take your tweezers and then just start moving them around. Okay, and then once you have them where they're sunk down, you can clean off your tweezers with a baby wipe. And I'm going to put these away. Oops. See, now they're starting to shoot around, which I didn't think they would, but they are. And then just tap on that and get the sequins off. A couple of them got loose, so I'm just grabbing them, putting them in the container. And I also have, let's see, I have these white like rhinestones, but when you put them in, you'll have to drop them in upside down because the bottom is the front. All right, I'll just pour some out. Seems like all my stuff is so staticky. All right, so I'm gonna have to have them turned over and then drop them in upside down. And if you want, you can also use these. Once you stamp it, you can use these on the outside. And then once you put that clear top coat on, it'll seal it in and it'll look fine. It's up to you how you want to do it. Oh, that one went in the wrong way, so I got to turn that over. And let me see here. I gotta wipe these off because I got a little bit of UV resin on them, and I want to also dry them. And then see if I can get another one and get it in upside down about there, and right about there. Okay, so I think that's probably more than enough. And then I'm going to wipe off my utensil, set that aside, and I'm going to put these away. If they don't really want to leave the mat, but there we go. All right, so now we're going to cure this for 90 seconds. All right, now that that's cured, we're going to do the final layer on top, and then just do another thin layer. Make sure it goes to the edges. Make sure there's no bubbles. And now with this layer, we're going to do, well, this should be actually garbage because I already used that. We're going to do 180 on the top, and then we're going to turn it over and do the bottom side for 180 seconds. So now that it's done curing on both sides, I can remove it from the mold. Look how pretty that looks. That's really nice. Okay, we'll set the mold aside. There's a bit of mess here, a little bit of mess. So let me just get baby wipe. It's mainly just the powder, or not the powder, but the mica powder. Clean that up. Back. And then I'm just quickly running the baby wipe over my mold, and I'm getting my mold ready for the next ones. And there's some mica powder on the bottom too, so I'm just making sure it's all off of there. There's actually some kind of, I don't know if it's dirt. Must be dirt. All right, so now we got to choose a stamp, and like I said, I wanted to do either the star or piece, so I'm going to do piece, and just make sure the word's straight so that when you stamp it, well, it really doesn't matter because then you just drill the hole so it lines up. Get my stamper. I wish I had different colors like green or red, but I only have the black one for now. So just make sure you get a good amount of ink on there. Line it up and then stamp it on. Try not to slide it because sometimes they slide. And it looks nice. The piece part is, you know, a little bit smooshed, but that's okay. I like that. That looks nice. And I'm just cleaning my stamp up with a baby wipe, and then I'm just going to set it aside so it can dry, and then I'll put it away, and then I'll just put my ink away. And this looks really cute. And then I did the holly jolly, so now I'm just going to pour a layer over the top. I'm not touching the holly jolly. I don't want to touch that because, you know, if you do, it'll smear. So, and I'm just taking this tool and bringing the resin to the edge. Now also with this technique, it's also doming the top of this, so it makes like a curve, but you have to be careful so it doesn't overflow on the sides. So just delicately move the UV resin over to the edge. Do not touch the Holly Jolly because we already know it might smear, so let's see how it goes. And it's working quite nicely. I got these tools off of Temu also, and I love them. All right. And then we're going to cure this for 180 seconds. Okay, as you can see, it turned out really lovely on the sides and top. Now I'm going to do this one also. I'm going to do the top coat. I'll show you how to do it. And again, just pour it over your picture or your stamp. And remember, do not let it overflow. It's going towards the edge. It should be okay, but sometimes they want to overflow. But I'm just delicately putting it towards the edge. That one actually, where it was flowing towards the edge, actually stopped right at the edge, which is normally what resin does, but sometimes if there's just a bit much, or if your table's at an angle, it will overflow. All right, so that looks perfect. And bubbles, we don't want bubbles. The other one had no bubbles, so I didn't have to use my lighter. This one had bubbles. And then we're going to do the same 180 seconds. All right, so this is how the piece turned out. I think it looks cute. I'm going to make a few more, and I'm going to speed up the video. Then at the end of the video, I'm going to show you how to drill the holes and put in the little twine for the ornaments. All right, so let's get started. one I left plain. I don't know if I want to stamp something on there or not, but I left it plain. Yeah, I'll do a stamp on that real quick, since you didn't see me do the other ones. So I chose Hello Winter, and I'm just going to make sure I got a good amount, and then I'm going to stamp it on here. Oh, that turned out nice. Okay, and I'll do a top coat on it in a bit. All right, so just put your drill bit in. I used a smaller drill just to start the hole. I don't know if you can see that. Just a little teeny tiny hole that's just started. And then I'm going to use this drill. I think I'm going to have to use it at the high rate to get it through. And this is a little thicker, so I'm just going to hold on to this and drill. That's one. And try to aim your drill so it goes straight. And always wear a mask when doing this. Likes to shut it off. I think it slows it down so much that it just shuts down. And we'll do this one also. I'm just going to make sure I don't... Oh. I don't even know where I started the hole. Oh, I don't think I did. So we'll just be very careful and drill a hole. There we go. All right. Now, there's the task of cleaning this up. And believe me, it is not fun to do, but I'll clean these off first. I just wipe them down with the baby wipe. And we'll need a nice clean area to just set them. Now, I'm going to be right back because I'm going to go dump this in the garbage. So then, in order to do these, all we're doing is we're getting some string. This is twine. And I'm just going to cut a good piece of it. And I did this in my other video too, when I made the ornaments, and I just used this wire and I just feed this through. I mean, you probably could try to feed it through, but it would work better with a needle, and I don't have a needle, or a piece of wire. So I'm just going to feed this through like so. Oops. Have the ends meet and then tie them off like so. And then you can hang it up on your tree. And then I've got other colors of twine. Just cut a piece off, feed it through your wire. Now this wire was just bent over, and then I took a pair of pliers and crimped the end so it was really like thin at the end and didn't make like a loop. It was just kind of crunched down. And then I just feed it through like so. And then you can take it off the wire. Meet it up at the ends and then tie it off. So if you liked my video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and press that bell for notifications of my upcoming videos. Also, in the description box below, you will find links to my jewelry, my artwork, and my photography. Thank you again. See you soon. Bye-bye.